I have the Astros going under 4.5 runs today, and that's a minus 125 bet. And then I also have the game going under 7.5 runs plus 140. That's an adjusted over and under. Now let's get to our next game, which is going to be the Phillies and the D-backs, which is going to be the late game. So this one is going to be Phillies minus 1.5. Like I said, to win by 2 runs plus 115. Then we have the Phillies money line first five minus 130. And then I got the Phillies winning this game by 4 or more runs. So I like the plus 235 alternate line. I'm just over here just gambling. Okay. I'm gambling. All right. And then you got the D backs under 4.5 runs minus 135. That's going to be another strong bet. Then we have ourselves our first of our college conference bets list. We have the AAC last night. We had Rice plus 140. You guys, if you copied the list last night, you guys came up on the dog money last night. So Rice, good job, 42-10. Also Temple plus 23.5. That's for tonight's game. And then we also have Memphis minus 6.5. They're on the road. That should be a good one for them. But UAB is starting to show how tough they are under Trent Dilfer, the former NFL quarterback. And then you do have Charlotte. Oh, yeah, Super Bowl winning quarterback at that as well, too. Charlotte, money line, plus 225. They're in a game where they're going against another team with 1 win. So why not? Let's go ahead and gamble a little bit. Charlotte, East Carolina, one of the funner rivalries in all of college football as well, too. Then we have Tulane. I like Tulane to win this game by 3 touchdowns or better. They're going against a very inferior team here in North Texas. So I do like Tulane at home to win this by 3 touchdowns or better. Then FAU's in a toss-up game. They're at home. Why not? Boca Raton. It should be good. Plus 120 to FAU. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. All right. So we have ourselves the ACC bets list. We have the plus 5.5 for BC in this spot. Also Pitt minus 105 on the road, but that's a game that's a toss-up game as well, too. We also have Virginia plus 23.5. That's going to be a really, really fun game. I know that they're going against North Carolina, but you guys have to understand that is the oldest rivalry in college football right there. And I really only know that fact because I played NCAA very tough, and I was actually had North Carolina as one of my dynasty teams for a while there. It was fun with them as well too. But those ACC games got a little crazy though. Virginia and Florida State and all that stuff, and Clemson. So we got 14.5 to FSU. This is a pretty good bet as well too. And then we also have the plus 3.5 to Miami, and I'm actually paying up for a half a point there as well too. That's why the minus 120 is there, because it's actually a plus 3 solid. Looks like it's going to go to a 2.5. So let's move forward. Let's jump into our next, and that's going to be this. That's going to be the Big 12 bets list. This is going to be the plus 17.5 on UCF in our game of the week. Also the Cincinnati bet minus 3.5. We got West Virginia at home as well, too, with a minus 175. We also got Houston at home with the plus 23.5 against Texas. Also, K-State at home, revenge game against TCU. Give me that 6.5. And then we got BYU plus 135, another team that's going to be playing at home and should do well. They're going against Texas Tech, so they should kick their ass. So pretty much let's move from there. All right, we have ourselves the Big Ten bets list. Like I said to you already, Ohio State minus 190 as our money line big dog play of the week. Then we got Indiana plus 6. Then also we have the 11.5 to Nebraska. They're playing against Northwestern. Calm down. Nebraska should really win this game because that was a game that they lost last year that they wasn't supposed to lose. Matt Rule knows that this one right here is a game to where him and his team can go ahead and make a highlight tape. So 11.5 to Nebraska. I love it. I'm going to take it. I like Wisconsin as well, too, with the minus 135. I think this is going to be a very, very strong play. They're on the road, but you know what? They have revenge on their mind as well, too. Illinois beat them a few years back in Champaign. I know they want to get this one back badly as well, too. Minnesota on the road, plus 3.5. I like them. And they're playing against Iowa. Iowa has showed us that they're not going to score that many points. They did have a good win against Wisconsin last week, but sometimes you come all the way down off of great high, and you get absolutely, slammed, body slammed. And I think this is possibly a possibility, but I'm just saying it's going to be a close game. So that's why I'm taking Minnesota with the plus 3.5, not taking them to win. And then I also have the plus 24.5 to MSU, Michigan State. Come on, it's Michigan State in East Lansing. I know that everybody is in love with Michigan, but after Michigan having the issues that they've had this week, you know that it's going to be a letdown game for them. And Michigan State, if anything, they're going to play with some pride against a Michigan team that might not be getting off offensively here because the weather is going to play a great part into the game. All right, so we move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the Mac bets list. The Mac, Daddy Mac it. Jump. I love plus 17 on Western Michigan. Western Michigan should lose that game by 14 or less. I like Bowling Green. Last week they went ahead and beat up on Buffalo. They should be able to do some damage this weekend as well too. So I like them with the 7.5. You got 12.5 to Eastern Michigan going against a vulnerable Central Michigan team that might be overlooking them, but you have to remember Eastern Michigan has a better record. So I do like them with the plus 12.5 to make the game really tough. Ball State's at home. They're going to make this game as tough as possible as well, too. Coming off of a really, really good game last week against Toledo, where they lost by only 7. And Toledo is one of the better teams in the conference. So, Ball State should translate that effort into this week and win themselves a game. Buffalo has a pretty much a gimme against Kent State. Kent State is really hopeless right now, and I do like Buffalo here with the -7. They're at home. It should be a good win for them. Miami plus 110. This is the game of the week for the MAC. They're going against Toledo at home. I like Miami of Ohio here. I like them with the plus 110. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. We got the Mountain West bets list. Mountain West only got 4 games this week. We got New Mexico minus 105. Then we also have the plus 7.5 to Colorado State this weekend, who is on a possible upset alert as well too, because they won last week against Boise State, and this week it could be them winning big against UNLV of all teams, because UNLV hasn't been in this position in years. So that's what I'm saying is like Colorado State could catch them slipping here. They're going, you know what I mean? So pretty much we got Utah State, who's a team that's really overdue for a good win. And that's why I got them with the plus 150 in this spot. And then, we got San Diego State going against a winless Nevada team. They should easily beat Nevada by 2 touchdowns. It shouldn't be that much of an issue for that. So pretty much that's where we are. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to be. So that's the Mountain West bets list. And we move forward to the Pac-12. We got Wazoo, who was a ranked team a few weeks ago, but since then they just been absolutely getting destroyed. They had a close game with Ohio State. Then they play Arizona. Arizona absolutely cooked them. And pretty much this week they're trying to get their bearings back here against the Wazoo team, and I think they can. So I do like them with the plus 20.5 here against against Oregon. So we'll see how it goes. I already explained USC to you guys, -7 at home at the Coliseum. Then we got ASU, who's playing in a good spot against Washington. Washington, they're starting to show a little bit of kinks in the armor a little bit. I'm not saying ASU wins this game, but I'm just going to say ASU does compete. You know what I mean? And 26.5 points is good for me. All right. And then we got Stanford plus 17. Stanford is in a position where they could do the same thing to UCLA that they did to Colorado last week. That quarterback is really good. And that wide receiver that they have, he's a Sunday player. So UCLA, do not take Stanford lightly here. And this is going to be your last game as conference opponents as well, too. So I think that, they're going to go out with a bang. UCLA, Stanford, one more time at the Rose Bowl. All right. So it's not going to be one more time, though, you guys. You guys know that, right? But we move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the SEC. And the SEC bets list is going to be Arkansas -6.5. We also have South Carolina, Mr. Rattler, plus 7.5. We also have Tennessee with the plus 8.5 here as well, too. And then we got Ole Miss minus 6.5 as well. So that's going to be our SEC group. And here goes our group for the Sun Belt. Sun Belt already had a few games this week. We had Southern Mississippi in the first one. They got beat absolutely down by 52 points. And then James Madison had a really good win the other night on Wednesday when they beat Marshall by 11. Actually, it was last night. Let me take that back. That was last night. So, yeah, that was a good game for James Madison last night. They just keep on rolling. And then you got Georgia Southern in their spot. Georgia Southern's playing against Monroe, who's always kind of tricky. But I think that they got this one because they are going to be at home. And then you got Arkansas State, another home doggy dog here for us this week. And I think that they should be good. I think they should be able to cover this game. And then Old Dominion. Old Dominion is playing against Appalachian State. Appalachian State, I really don't trust this team, especially after what happened in the Coastal game. So, Old Dominion, get us home. I like the plus 200. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And then we got Georgia State. And I like Georgia State with the 3.5. I think that they keep things very close with Lafayette this weekend. I don't know if they win that game, but I think it does come down to a kick. So, there it is. There it is. All right, we move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the Temple, the SMU Temple bets. I got Temple, as I already said, plus 23.5 in that spot. We got the over 30 with the minus 130 first half. Then we got SMU should be up by a touchdown in the first quarter. Look, guys, we don't need Temple to be, that crazy or world beaters. We just need them to lose the game by 3 touchdowns. That's it. That's all I ask for. And then I got Temple going over 7.5 team total first half plus 110. All right, let's move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into the CFB Power High 5. That's going to be for tomorrow. We got a 20-1 ticket here. Like I said, I like FSU with the minus 14.5. I like UCF with the plus 17.5. I like Ohio State with the minus 190. I also like USC with the minus 7. And then we wrap it up with the plus 9 on Tennessee. And that's going to be my CFB Power High 5 at 20-1. All right, we move forward. Let's go ahead and get into the NFL DogDay PK4. 32-1. I got the Lions plus 125. I got the Giants at home plus 130. I got the Broncos at home plus 110. And then I got the big enchilada. I got the Chargers walking into Arrowhead and handing the L to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. So there it is, plus 200. You heard it here first. And just remember, if these tickets hit, why don't you guys make sure you put this up on your viral TikToks and things like that. Been doing this for years, and y'all sit up in here handing other people the glory. I couldn't believe y'all with that. I said, I ain't done handed y'all 100-1, 6-1s, man, and y'all over here going crazy about a jail dude who handed you all favorites. But shout out to him, though. He did that. I'm just kind of greasy mad because, I've been at this shit for years, man. And, I've given you guys a lot of really great plays, and I should have, with a lot of the great cards that I've given out, they should have been viral 10 times over. But it's fine. We're still building towards that. We're still trying to get somewhere up there. You know what I mean? But it's all good. I love the game. The game loves me, and we're going to keep doing this thing. So pretty much with that, that's a wrap for this week. We'll be back on Monday early as well, too. The show will be probably starting a bit earlier than noon Pacific time. I just really feel like I think that we need to get more stuff out a little bit earlier in the day so, things can get their hits, So it is what it is. But you guys have been awesome as usual. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. So pretty much with that, this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.